Okay, let's get right into the ingredients. You'll need some warm water, some salt, yeast, an egg. You'll need some sugar to give the bread a little sweetness, oil, and of course flour. Now to start us off, we'll add the yeast to the warm water along with some sugar. Now the sugar will act as the food for the yeast to eat and bloom. Now you do not want to add salt to the yeast because the salt will deactivate it. So I'm adding the sugar to the warm water. Next, I'm going to stir that and adding the yeast. So satisfying. And of course, you'll have to stir this so that all the little tiny yeast particles can be fully hydrated. Now the warm water helps to fully activate it also, and you can see that the yeast has already started to bloom. Look at that. After 10 minutes, you have to let this rest for 10 minutes and then you start the next step. So this is after 10 minutes. Add the egg, the oil, and a little more sugar. Then we're going to add the flour. Now you can add this in parts or you can add all at once. Now after you've made it into a dough, you're going to pour it out on a clean floured surface, and you're going to knead that for 10 minutes at least. Now this will help develop the gluten, which is perfect, which you need for bread. Now you see me pulling it away from me, and this will help to activate the gluten or help develop the gluten that you will actually need for a perfect bread. So after kneading for 10 minutes, you can see the dough has become smooth. So you form that in a ball, and you can do a finger test by placing your index finger slightly on top, and you can see that it springs right back. So we are ready to let this rise. So get your bowl, and you're going to pour a little oil and rub that all over. Also rub the dough so that it can rise without being dried out. Look at that, beautiful. We'll cover that and we'll allow this to rise in a warm place for at least 1 hour. So after the 1 hour, you can see that the dough has risen. It has doubled in size, and we are ready to go on to the next step. But before that, let us just touch this beautiful dough. Give it some TLC. Look at those bubbles coming out. Perfect. Now after that, you're going to put it on your working surface with a little tiny bit of flour and form the dough into a log that will fit into your grease baking tin or your loaf pan. Now you're going to allow this to rise for at least another hour covered in a warm place. Voila, look at that, beautiful. Next, you're going to get an egg, beat it and brush it on top of your dough. This will help the dough, the bread, to have a golden color on top, and you want to do this in slight strokes. You don't want to pierce the bread. And you're going to bake this for 40 minutes to 45 minutes on 200 degrees Celsius. All done, all beautiful. Perfect bread, ready to eat with some butter, some peanut butter, something. Yes. So we're going to add some butter to soften the top of the bread, and it will also add flavor and sheen to the bread. Just take a moment to just admire this bread. Beautiful. So before you allow this to cool down, you want to cover it. You can cover it with a cheesecloth, a tablecloth, foil paper, cling wrap, anything that you have to cover it, you can cover it with. This will help to retain the moisture. You don't want a dry bread. After that, look at it. Look at it. Beautiful. So I'm going to cut right into it. But before that, let me show you the bottom of the bread. Whoa, no burns. Perfect. The bread has completely cooled, and look at those slices. Soft, ready to be eaten with anything you want. I hope you guys try this and let me know how it came out for you. Of course, me eat 2 slices and wrap up the rest. And me I go put this down till I'm ready for your next piece. Make sure you wrap it up good so it is not exposed to air to be dried out. So wrap it up good with anything you want, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.